Hey YouTube, I'm Rock21 and today I'll be looking at each individual Led Zeppelin album and rank the songs on it from worst to best. Let's get this started. Okay. I'll be going over these albums in chronological order, so obviously I'll be starting with the first Led Zeppelin album, Led Zeppelin 1. Now, I don't dislike any of the songs in this album. I like them all. But if I had to pick the worst, it would be the entirely instrumental track, Black Mountainside. You see, Black Mountainside is a really cool track. Really Eastern influenced. Really interesting. But the reason why it's number 9 is because its entire existence is as a transition track in between Your Time Is Gonna Come into Communication Breakdown. So, it's really just a placeholder. Number 8, You Shook Me. The song is just some really great, good, heavy blues. And it's really cool for about the first 2-3 minutes. And then you realize it's practically the same thing for 6 minutes straight. And so it can kind of get boring at times. Still, good, heavy blues. Number 7, Your Time Is Gonna Come. Real sweet song, great organ work from John Paul Jones. But this is an awesome album, and there's just better songs on here. Number 6, I Can't Quit You Baby. Great blues cover. Fantastic guitar licks from Jimmy Page. Number 5. God, I didn't want to do this. This is where the picking got really hard. I just had to start doing things I didn't want to do. I'm sorry about this. Good Times, Bad Times. I absolutely love this song. It's a classic. It's the perfect way to introduce Led Zeppelin as a band. It's a fantastic song. But just there's 4 other songs in the album I like more. I'm sorry. Good Times, Bad Time is still just a fantastic number, though. Number 4, Communication and Breakdown. Just absolute killer. Love the song. Number 3, How Many More Times. Another crusher. Number 2, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. This is probably my dad's favorite Led Zeppelin song. Just the vocals from Robert Plant. Wow. This song is really, really, really fantastic. It is. And my number 1, obviously, Dazed and Confused. One of the greatest songs Led Zeppelin ever did. If you've been keeping up with my Led Zeppelin series, you probably know by now that Led Zeppelin 2 is my favorite Led Zeppelin album. But surprisingly enough, it was actually pretty easy to make this list. And my number 9 is probably the song that most of you would have put at the very bottom. Living, Lovin', Made. But unlike most people, I don't absolutely hate the song. In fact, I kind of like it. And I don't really understand why Jimmy Page hates it so much. Yeah, the lyrics are kind of misogynistic, but hey, it was the 60s, so whatever, screw that. And the riff is pretty good. Still, for Led Zeppelin 2 standards, it's at the bottom of the barrel. Number 8. This one may shock some of you. Thank You. I mean, it's a sweet ballad, but it's Led Zeppelin. They're not supposed to be sweet. The song is pretty sappy, yet it's kind of nice. Number 7, Bring It On Home. Bring It On Home used to be one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs, and although I still think it's just a totally rockin' cool song, I couldn't push it up any higher. Number 6, Moby Dick. I must admit, the drum solo is incredibly skillful, but at times it can get a little tedious, but that first minute is absolutely wailing it, if you know what I mean. Number 5, The Lemon Song. Just ultra cool blues jam. Love it. Number 4, What Is and What Should Never Be. One of the most erotic, seductive, mysterious songs I've ever heard in my life. Just another fabulous number. Number 3, Heartbreaker. One of the most badass songs I've ever heard in my life. Another totally crushing riff. Number 2, Ramble On. The best song ever written about hobbits. And number 1, of course, what else could it be? The ultimate hard rock anthem, Whole Lotta Love. Literally the definitive hard rock song. So for whatever reason, Led Zeppelin 3 was the toughest album to rank for me. You see, I knew my number 1 and my number 2 right off the bat, and I knew my number 9 and my number 10 right off the bat. It was just all those songs in the middle, from 3 to 8. I like them all equally, and my opinions on them can change any given day. So right now, this is what I'm thinking. Number 10, Hats off to Roy Harper. Gosh, easily the worst song on this album. Easily the worst song Led Zeppelin has ever done. Probably the only Led Zeppelin song I could consider truly terrible. Just a bloody mess. Just weird-ass song. Number 9, Friends. I do know a lot of Led Zeppelin fans who hold a lot of reverence for this song. I must admit, it is a pretty interesting composition. It's just that I can't listen to it without getting creeped out. Another weird song. Number 8. This was the point in the list where I had to start putting songs I really liked really low on the list. And as I said, numbers 3 through 8, I kind of like them all equally, but I just couldn't find any other place for Gallows Pole. Still a fantastic song. Number 7. Another song that I just hated putting so low, but Out on the Tiles. Number 6, That's the Way. Just simply gorgeous song. Number 5, Brawn Your Stomp. Really fun song, really great acoustic guitar work. I love it. It's also the song that I wake up to every single day. It's my alarm. I like this song a lot. Number 4, this is a song I don't think I spent enough time talking about when I did my review. Tangerine. Just a beautiful song. Short but sweet. Love it. Number 3. This song I used to think it was kind of whack, but now I just think it's a blast. Celebration Day. And number 2, one of the most passionate blues performances I've ever heard in my life. Since I've Been Loving You. Just spectacular performance. And it would be number 1 if it were not for the Charge and Viking anthem and one of my favorite songs of all time, The Immigrant Song. I, like most people, consider Led Zeppelin 4 to be one of the greatest albums ever created by mankind. But surprisingly enough, this list was actually pretty easy to make. Number 8, Four Sticks. Four Sticks is everyone's last choice. It's a good song, I guess, but just there's 7 songs in this album that are way better. Number 7, Gone to California. This should probably be a shocker for most people because it's one of their most popular songs, but I guess I just couldn't put it any higher. Number 6, Misty Mountain Hop. Great deep cut rocker. Number 5, Battle of Evermore. Criminally underrated song. One of their top 5 best acoustic numbers. I just love this song so much. I don't get why more people don't love it as much as I do. Super good track. Number 4, Rock and Roll. It's short, it's sweet, it's simple. But is rock and roll supposed to be complicated? No, it's not. The song's just straightforward, kicks ass, and I love it. It's rock and roll. Number 3, Black Dog. It don't matter how many times you hear this song, it'll always be badass. Number 2, When the Levee Breaks. Probably the coolest intro in rock and roll history. Those drums, that harmonica, I mean, damn. Just ultra cool song. And number 1, I bet you didn't see this one coming. Number 1, you know it, you've heard it, and you've heard it. Stairway to Heaven. If you live on planet Earth, you've probably heard this song at least 1,000,000 times. So if you're new around here, you're going to be hearing this song a lot. But I'd be kidding myself if I put this song any other place other than the top spot. It's always number 1. It's Stairway to Heaven. House of the Holy is one of Led Zeppelin's most musically diverse albums, so I think it'll be pretty interesting to rank. Number 8, The Crunge. More like The Cringe. Awkward funk jam. Totally skippable. Number 7, Dancing Days. It's a pretty good song, but the riff is just so clunky and broken sounding. I think they did the song much better on the live album How the West Was Won. It's a nice enough song, but still, there's better ones. Number 6, the big hit from the album, the Jamaican number, Jamaica. Well, as a lot of people like to call it, Dire Maker, or whatever. It's supposed to sound like Jamaica, though. It gets a lot of people. Number 5, No Quarter. This is kind of the epic of the album. It's a really interesting song. It's like a heavy prog, organ-drenched tune. Very interesting, very weird. It's a really nice deep cut, and most people would probably put it higher, though. Number 4, The Ocean. A great rocker, just masterclass rhythm section here. Number 3, The Song Remains the Same. This song is just such a great opener. I love it. I love the guitar. I love all the time changes. Super cool song. Number 2, one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my life. Literally made me cry. The Rain Song. I love it. I really overlooked it when I first reviewed this album. And number 1, one of the greatest Led Zeppelin songs ever, Over the Hills and Far Away. I just love that song. Beautiful. Awesome. Great song. At a sprawling 15 tracks, the double album Physical Graffiti is definitely Led Zeppelin's longest album. So, because there's so many songs, it took quite a while to rank them all. But I think I got it. Number 15, Boogie with Stu. I guess it's a fun enough track, but it should have been left as an outtake. Number 14, Bronayar. This is actually originally an outtake from Led Zeppelin 3. A lot like Black Mountain Side. It's kind of just like an all-instrumental acoustic transition track. Number 13, Black Country Woman. This song, yes, it is filler, but it's fun filler. I like the song. I think it's catchy. I think it's kind of cool. It's not really the strongest track, but I like it. Number 12, Down by the Seaside. Beautiful song. Unfortunately, I think it's kind of boring. Number 11, Night Flight. Really cool organ-driven rocker. No guitar solo, though. That's kind of weird. Number 10, Sick Again. Sleazy cock rock at its finest. I used to like this song more, but I just found that there's some stronger songs on this album. Number 9, Houses of the Holy. This is one of those songs that has the name of a different album, yet isn't on that album. Like Queen's Sheer Heart Attack, the song isn't on the album Sheer Heart Attack, it's on News of the World. It's weird, but yeah, the song originally was supposed to be on Houses of the Holy, but ended up in Physical Graffiti, and it's a good song. Number 8, The Wanton Song. Just a tight little sledgehammer, great heavy rocker. Number 7, Custard Pie. Probably one of their weakest openers, yet it's still just such a kick-ass song. Great organ, great guitar, great harmonica, just really cool song, really funny lyrics. Yeah, I like it. Number 6, Trampled Underfoot. I love it. Just really funky organ stomp. Love it. Number 5, The Rover. Just absolute crusher. Love this one. Number 4, In the Light. Very, very weird, proggy epic of sorts. Yeah, great. Number 3, In My Time of Dying. Led Zeppelin is known for having some pretty long songs, but this one takes the cake. I think it might be like 12 or 11 minutes long. It's slide guitar heaven and one of their best blues interpretations. Number 2, 10 Years Gone. Underrated masterpiece. Once you get past all of their hits, that is the one song you should check out. Just brilliant. I love it. And it would be number 1 if it were not for one of the greatest songs ever written, Kashmir.